tonight, one man, one woman will be champion of Demo Derby. Don't miss it. It's Madness!
Other than the weather that's blowing through, I can't imagine a more appropriate place to kick off Halloween than in a town called Wichita, Kansas. Tonight, 81 Speedway hosts the most important demolition derby event ever contested on this planet, the Intergalactic Crunch-Off 2. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Evans. It's a little cold. It's a little wet, but we've got plenty of Derby fans ready to see, well, maybe the best Derby ever presented anywhere, and it's live here on TNN Motorsports and Motor Madness. Now, understand, we have got 69 drivers, right, from 23 states in Canada, and all of them have earned the right to compete tonight, either here on Motor Madness or other big qualifiers throughout the season. Also understand, there's more at stake than just prestige. There's cash, the biggest prize ever in this sport, over $30,000 in cash and prizes. Now, we have a guy on our own team who understands the butterflies and the pressures of the big game. 13-year NFL veteran, Dan Passerini.
Well, that's right, Steve, and a full-year competition is coming to a head here tonight, and they're all going to be vying for this 50-pound behemoth of a trophy. And three of our competitors who we've seen here on Motor Madness throughout the year are Joe Tomaszewski, Bill Eisen, and Ron Hodges. Joe, let me ask you, how important is this event to you tonight?
It's very important for me tonight, Dan. We've come a long ways. We're here to try to do it. We got a lot of competition here tonight, a lot of good, strong cars. The rain here, the track's a mess. We're going to try to do it.
All right, Bill, will this rain and the conditions affect how you set up your car tonight?
No, it won't. I think the guys that got a lot of gear in their cars, it's going to hurt them, but with the stock gears, it's going to be okay. I like it muddy.
Okay, Ron, other than yourself, who are the guys to beat tonight?
Everyone here tonight is to beat. There are a lot of good cars, a lot of good drivers. They come all over the United States, and got to beat them all to win.
All right, well, these and other champions from regional events and international events are here tonight, and for more on that, let's go over to Dave Burns.
That's right, Danny. You didn't have to just win on TNN in order to make tonight's field. Guys came from all over, sometimes by their promoters or their tracks, sending them here. Bob Genovese had to win or finish second at Riverhead Raceway in order to make it tonight in the Intergalactic Crunch-Off. Now, Bob, how tough was it to beat out almost everybody at Riverhead this year?
Oh, it's tough. There's a lot of great drivers on Long Island. It's just too much fun over there. It really is.
And he said he had to run about 10 different derbies in order to make it. Now, Ted Cooper, step on in here. Ted got the call late from a promoter up in Michigan, USA Demolition Derbies. How did you actually get the call to come race here at the Intergalactic Crunch-Off?
I run 8 times for USA Demolition Derby put on by Sonny Hall, and won 7 features.
Okay, and he was called. They said, hey, he's the best guy that we want to send from Michigan, and that's why Ted Cooper is here. Steve Evans?
Thank you very much, Dave. There's also a Halloween costume contest, and I think Tracy and Danielle, they're looking like pretty good contenders for that. And I've got a little mask of my own I might share with you later. But I can tell you one thing, when we come back for our first of 12 3-minute shootouts, there'll be no clowning around here at the Intergalactic Crunch-Off 2, 81 Speedway, just outside of Wichita, Kansas. Hang in there with us. We are back, 81 Speedway, Wichita, Kansas, the Intergalactic Crunch-Off 2. Now, the weather has been beautiful all week, Indian summer, until about an hour ago, and it started to blow through. The weatherman said this wouldn't happen until tomorrow or maybe even tomorrow night, but it's here right now. And you know, guys, we had a great set planned. We were going to have jack-o'-lanterns with candles in them and all of that. Now look at this. Huh? Looks like a homeless encampment.
Dorothy has frowned on us tonight.
Apparently, Dorothy has.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I got something to like to set up. You know, you guys were talking about it, running this thing down. When we talk about $30,000, most money ever paid, we talk about what these guys went through all year to get here. I was down in the pits. The butterflies are in everybody's gut down there. This is the big one. This is Demo's Super Bowl, and it's a serious, risky business out here on this wet track. But to glamorize the set just a little bit, without further ado, let me bring in my main man. Gonna be sitting here with us, Butterscotch and the Dream Girls. Come on in this house. Oh, yeah, there's old Scotch. Look at it.
This your favorite part, Dana?
I'm telling you, yeah. Look, he's got old Chris and Katie and Danielle and April with him. I'm going to tell you what, man. This guy really raised some ruckus down in Naples, Florida. I guarantee you this guy. Look at him strut in here. He's got my girls. I don't want to him. When you talk about the importance of this thing, Dante, tonight with these guys, $30,000. You know, a lot of these guys, that's big money to anybody, but to them, that's what it's all about. I think that trophy means a lot. As you know, remember the ring, that was the deal. NFL, to get the Super Bowl ring, that's what it's all about. And a lot of guys didn't get that. And tonight, one guy will get this trophy. Come on in here, girls. Get over here now. There you go. Butterscotch, sit down here.
Man.
I'm going to tell you what, now did I pretty the setup?
Oh, Dream, I tell you what, the moment of truth has arrived. Good evening, America. Let me tell you something. I am ready. I am ripe. I mean, I am in the mood because the Intergalactic Crunch-Off is about to take place. And Dream, to quote old buddy Bo Cephas, all my Reddit friends have come over tonight and they're about to get jiggy with it. Woo!
I'm going to tell you what's going to be big, Steve.
It is going to be big. And I got to tell you, the format is absolutely brutal. Dave Burns, there's really no second chances with this.
No, Stephen, this is the format that we have come to love right here on Motor Madness. 4 quick draw qualifying rounds of 3 shootouts each, which means 12 times tonight the fans are going to see groups of 6 drivers go at it for 3 minutes. Hot, heavy, a lot of banging around, judged by Dutch Holland himself and his crew here. So 12 times tonight you're going to see heats, folks, before we ever get to the final, which is going to be big in and of itself. So for Butterscotch and the rest of the crew up there, it is going to be a night of crashing like you've never seen.
All right, let's get going. Shootout number 1 is on deck. Dan Pastorini, a lot of names here you recognize.
Yes, sir. Number 13, Kelly Lampe. Number 57, Mike Bachmeyer. 60, Steve Buckman Sr. 79, Bill Hawes. 85, Tim Smith. And 96, Roger Cox. Shootout number 1 coming your way.
Interesting guy there, number 79, Bill Hawes. He qualified in Chandler, Indiana, and had to change rear ends between the heat and the final. I mean, that's a lot of, that tells you the desire he's got to be here with us tonight.
A lot of thrashing going on in those pits in between rounds.
Now, we got a very muddy track, no question about it. All right.
It's slick out there tonight, Dante. You know that. You just come across there. It's slicker than satin britches on a baby Jesus. I tell you what now.
Oh, yeah. I will tell you what, we all be going right now.
I had a little trouble walking across that track. It is slick out there, as you can see. There's a good hit by number 85, Tim Smith.
You know, there's an old derby trick. I don't know if anybody resorted to it. You get a shovel, you go out in the back 40, and you shovel mud into the trunk of the back end of a station wagon to get a little more traction. That's kind of challenging the rule book, but I'm not sure it's completely illegal.
But I can tell you, you can see right off the bat that the track will play into the outcome of this thing tonight right here. All the way from Canada, 24 states. Dante, big time ball game going on here tonight. Look at them crashing and crashing.
That's right. We said earlier they're coming from all over the United States and Canada. Number 96, there's Roger Cox from Evansville, Indiana. Salvage yard owner.
Yep, been doing this for about 20 years. Has won over 400 times, Roger has. Something else I noticed. Everybody had out the tire gauges and were lowering the air pressure for this muddy surface.
That's right. You get stuck in the mud down in Texas, and that gumbo mud down there, you got to let the air out of the tires to get out. The Smashing Pumpkin there, number 57, Mike Bachmeyer from Boney Lake, Washington.
Now, you had a stem for the pumpkin. You can see it's now horizontal. It was vertical when the hitting began.
They didn't tie that down very well, obviously.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, it looked like they just opened the bucket and poured it right over here when this thing started off. We thought the rain was going to come intermittently off and on, but it looked like it just butterscotch. Oh, man, did you see that shot? Woo!
It's a mud ball out there tonight, Dream.
And there went the stem on the Smashing Pumpkin right there.
Lucky 13 for Halloween.
Yep, Kelly Lampe, there is none better, certainly out of his area in Edison, Nebraska. Now, a minute 2 remains, and only 2. There will be no alternates tonight. Only 2 will be determined good enough to go to the final.
No Terminators, huh?
I tell you what, old Dutch got his work cut out for him in this first one right here.
Yeah, the competition.
Look, I'm hanging out the window.
What is that?
What is that, Butterscotch? You were down there in the pit.
I don't know of his nomenclature, but we'll try to find that out later on in the program.
Well, that's old Bill Hawes. They call him One Hit William. He's only been doing this a couple of years and already has 3 wins. Well, that Canadian guy came a long ways in that 85 car. He does not want to not qualify for the final. Tim Smith.
And I tell you what, you get the draw, Dante, right off the bat like this. First time out there, track is all right there, and you got to deal with all these things.
Yeah, and the hard part about that, too, Dusty, is they've only got 3 minutes to prove themselves. And, you know, and the conditions aren't the best. They really got to get after it quick.
We just saw Cool Head Cox. Roger Cox doing a good job. 6, 5. Only 2 will go to the final.
Wow. Will cooler heads prevail? That's the question. All right, that's all she wrote there.
That's not the last steamer smoke we'll be seeing tonight.
No,
Our very final Demolition Derby on TNN's Motor Madness for 1998. Let's take a quick video look back at shootout number 1. Ooh, scary kitty.
There's 57, Mike Buckmeyer getting in there. Number 79, that's Bill Hawes. There's 85, that's Tim Smith from Plainfield, Ontario, Canada. Came a long way for this. 96, that's Roger Cox from Evansville, Indiana.
Whoa.
Good hit there. You might see him go after him a little bit more with the nose of the car tonight, Steve, because they're not getting that much speed, and I think any kind of hit is a good hit tonight.
Boy, it sure is, and I would tell you they got more momentum on this wet surface than I honestly thought they would. The hitting was a little harder. And another advantage you may have competing in the early shootouts is you didn't get as much damage. All right, let's check in with Dave Burns. Dave, who do we think's going forward here, man?
Can you say Demo Derby A?
A.
Tim Smith is going to move on, but he was second to Roger Cox. Cox will be the winner tonight. Both will move on to the final.
All right. A Canadian, I tell you, last night they were partying big time at our hotel. I'm sure you heard them in the middle of the night as the rain now pours down here in anticipation of a tremendous evening, the biggest that any of these guys have ever experienced in their Demo Derby careers. Stay with us, everybody. We are live as you can get on TNN Motorsports with Motor Madness. The passion continues. Shootout number 2, pumpkins and all. Let's take a crashback, not a flashback, but a crashback look at the great season that was. The 1998 TNN Demolition Derby Championship season began way back in January, and we didn't have to worry about the weather because we took the action indoors in Winston-Salem, North Carolina at the Winter Wipeout. Our season got off to a bang and a crash and a, oh, that really smarts, as the Winter Wipeout certainly lived up to its name. It was our very first visit to the tobacco capital, but the smoke in the air was from hard-hitting derby drivers trying to crash and trash their way into the victory circle. The Winter Wipeout was our first taste of action in 1998 and our first experience with indoor carnage at the Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Derby drivers from 13 states battled in the trenches, turning cars into rolling battering rams. While some drivers were keeping the torch of liberty lit, others were just trying not to put the flame out. When the checkered flag finally, mercifully waved, truth, justice, and the American way prevailed.
The gentleman that prevailed that night was none other than Ron Hodges from Michigan, and Ron did that indoors. Ron is outdoors tonight, obviously in the element. But Ron, what about racing in a race of champions with all these other guys? Do you change your strategy at all, or the way you set up your car?
Actually, the car is set up about the same. It's just looking for the right shot, and hopefully everything goes right mechanically with my own car, and hopefully go to, take home the big one.
And he's certainly going to look for that tonight as we continue with the Intergalactic Crunch-Off 2, the Monster Smash right here. Shootout number 2 coming up right here from 81 Speedway.
Motorsports is back live at the Intergalactic Crunch-Off number 2 outside of Wichita. Drag racers don't run in the rain. NASCAR doesn't run in the rain. Demo Derby drivers, they will race in the rain, even though they have to take the green flag from a rather soggy primate. He's going ape over Demo Derby. I should use the lines from the truck. I really should. All right, shootout number 2, Dan Pastorini.
All right, here's the grid. Number 1, Bo Olson. Number 15, Martin Brown. 25, Joel Scott. 44, Baba Genovese. 98, Austin Rowland. And 99, Ron Hodges, our friend from Casco, Michigan.
I love it when you speak French.
I tell you what, you got to look at Ron Hodges right here, see if he gets off the block. And I tell you what, guys, me and Dave Burns has had a running thing all year about small cars and big cars. Dante, one thing about this thing, you see a lot of big cars on a wet track like this. I think it's gonna behoove them to get ahead quick. Smaller cars, drag track, they might have the edge, but I don't know if 25 is gonna be able to take up old Ron Hodges right here.
25 has got our onboard camera live or on TNN Motorsports. Oh, it is much more slippery than it was in shootout number 1, Dan.
Yes, it is. The conditions have gotten seriously muddy out here, and I got a feeling we're gonna get daubed with a little bit of mud on this round, Steve, with cars as close as they are. They're 10 feet away from us, folks. We are in the middle of the action.
That car is
That's on this mud, though, boys.
3 feet from me.
There's car number 44, Bob Genovese. He's been racing 10 years with 10 wins.
I tell you, a driver under these conditions saying it doesn't matter how, well, it matters, but it matters less how stable the car is. What can the driver do with these kind of conditions?
You're at the mercy of the track, unfortunately. It's just like playing a football game. You're at the mercy of the conditions of the football field. Number 15, Martin Brown there, 11 wins in 10 years.
Yeah, it's hard to go ahead and get yourself in the right line. I know Ron Hodges, we were talking about him in that big old car, though, but he's got to get a got to get a lock on something. Oh, man, the mud just hit me. The mud just hit me.
We got a gully washer coming.
I mean, this is the night that my assistant, Melissa, up in New York City, should be here with me tonight, take care of my other needs, and nobody here to wipe the mud off me.
This is good honest mud. I'm wearing it proudly, Dream. This is carrying the mud pack a little too far.
Bob Genovese, the number 44 car, getting pushed around pretty well, getting a whiplash. Gets back to the corner by 99 Ron Hodges out of Michigan.
Yeah, well, Ron's trying to get a hold on this thing right here.
Number 98, Austin Rowland there from Glendive, Montana. Montana Unibanger, they call him. Known to explode if cheated out to win. The red-headed stranger from Blue Rock, Montana. Woo!
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you what.
Believe he wears black underwear.
No. He wears underwear.
Well, Amato wears Snoopy, doesn't he?
That's right. Been fighting him lately, too.
I tell you what, you look up against the wall, that 25, the inboard camera here on TNN, you've seen there. Oh, smaller car. We talked about these big old boys. They're taking it to them right here. They need to get out of that. It looks like a mud hole down there, Butterscotch. Okay, I'll try it again. It looks like a mud hole down there, Butterscotch. Woo!
I want to tell you, I've been hit. Number 1, Bo Olson, Sweetwater, Texas.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Rattlesnake Top Gun.
Rattlesnake country down there, Dante. We know about that.
Yeah, Dante just had one on his pool the other day.
Number 15.
Oh, it is.
Nowhere to go.
You need to have some ice racing experience in Minnesota. 15 Martin Brown, which is he did.
Well, you can't hit nobody if you just spinning your wheels, and that's what's happening. I think up on the higher side, Dante, you know what I mean? You get on the higher side, you get a run at him, you might get a shot.
You get a little downhill run.
I tell you, Whiplash is getting tired of being pushed around. He finally got into a position where he could take out his aggressions, and look at our
Terminator. He doesn't look too happy.
Look at old Dutch.
Do not make the Terminator mad.
No, man, he's the man.
Yeah, look at my hair.
Folks, your hair. What about me? I look like I've had a mud pack.
Whose idea was it to put
local
this
spa?
Your idea, huh, kitty?
There's a little bit of replay going on. There's number 15. That's Martin Brown. Number 25, there's Joel Scott. It's just so tough. You know, you watch how these guys play a little cagey, like our buddy Ron Hodges there. He was always hitting somebody, so he's going to score points. He's a pretty smart competitor.
Yeah, not big hits, but enough that, like you said, Dante, he might have done enough to score the points. And in a situation like this, you want to hit somebody.
What can kill you is just parking out there. For whatever reason, whether you're playing possum or you got a problem, if you're sitting there for a good long time, you're being ignored by the judges. All right, let's again go down to see what Dave Burns knows about all this. How are you going? You got any mud in your hair?
Oh, man, we got mud on the lens. We got mud on Dutch. Dutch, any of your friends in Ukiah ever see anything like this?
I wish I was home in Ukiah right now at the pub, sitting having a beer.
Bob Genovese.
I'm going with him.
Good point, Dusty. Bob Genovese is your winner in the 44. The 15 of Martin Flipper. Yes, like the Dolphin. Figures tonight. He's second place. They move on, guys.
So from Long Island, New York, and Forestville, Kentucky, they transfer to the final. Well, we got shootout number 3 coming your way in just a few minutes, right after a quick break here on TNN Motorsports Live. Motor Madness. Stay in there with us. Stay dry. All the mud out of my hair. I had to be on the end row, right? Car number 52, that is Jimmy Hummel. He's at least dry inside there.
Not for long.
We're setting up for shootout number 3, and it should be a good one as the rain continues to come down here at 81 Speedway as we're live on TNN Motorsports Motor Madness with Dusty Rhodes and Dan Pastorini and Dave Burns. Here's truly Steve Evans and Butterscotch.
Woo! Number 18, Darrell Monroe. 21, Jack Preibel. 24, Arnie Timbrook. 31, James Simcoe. 52, Jimmy Hummel. And 55, Keith Hinton round out shootout number 3.
Only 2 will move on. The rest will load up and beat the traffic.
You know, this is like trying to fight on ice like you were talking about.
fight than it is a knockout punch, you know?
Absolutely. This will be one with body punches.
And away we go.
There was no ground zero on that one.
No.
That's the only time we've ever had no contact.
Yeah. Well, once again, you see go up, you know, to what I call in the high side, Dante. You see where they're at right here, getting down in that mud is a bad place. You get up there and like you said, get a running start. Look at them. They look like a start of Le Mans right there. And that ain't where you go to do the baby thing in Le Mans. You ever go to Le Mans, Brad? I know that you've been wet a few times.
Nope, never been there.
You've never been there.
You know, I asked the guy at number 31, Jim Simcoe, why he had the big Gumby up there, and he said it helps him get noticed.
Number 55, Keith Hinton there from Tower Hill, Illinois.
Boys, I want to tell you something. Last time it rained like this, Noah built himself an ark. Look at it coming down.
This guy, Keith Hinton, doesn't eat for 2 days before a race. Now, that's a serious competitor. He probably doesn't have enough strength to push the gas pedal.
I want a polygraph on that one.
Yeah. I think that might be a little embellished.
Looking through the windshield, another 52, Jimmy Hummel, construction worker in Long Island, New York.
And it looks like he's not even moving, but he is, fans. He's trying to get the thing just rolling up there. You see him getting shot at old. Look at old Gumby. Gumby's coming in here.
Yeah, incoming is right. 7 Derby wins in 12 years for Jim Simcoe.
Oh, that's an awkward maneuver.
Look at that butterscotch as your old partner. You sipping his Sam. I'm telling you. You and him kind of got the same mentality.
I appreciate your kind words, Drain.
Standing out in the rain. I'm telling you.
He doesn't mean that in a bad way.
Oh, no.
I don't take it that way. Slipping and a sliding, peeping and a hiding, been told a long time ago they're getting with it as much as they can. Woo!
Just keep them on that end. We have 2 tracks set up so that we can fire off these shootouts, and this one is away from us. It won't be for shootout number 4.
We're going to get more mud here.
Want to trade places?
No, you're doing a good job, Steve.
Under a minute remaining in this shootout number 3.
Well, you come so far, you pull that car. You went all year as hard as you could go, and you're here in the Super Bowl of them old derbies, and you just can't get no traction.
You can't beat Mother Nature, Drain. She's stout.
Good shot from our in car out there. Not much banging going on, folks.
No, there's not. And really, you can't do anything about that. So why complain about it? And it is the same for everybody. But I have a feeling that when this is all said and done, experience will be the winner of the Intergalactic Crunch-Off.
Well, you know, if this rain does subside, if by chance it does subside, these cars are going to be in good shape for the final round.
They're going to look brand new.
There aren't many dings out there, are there?
No, they will live to demo again.
Well, I tell you what, Dutch really has his work cut out for him. See that shot right there? You know,
let me tell you about Dutch, Dream. Before this is over, that white hair is going to be brown, mud brown.
I'm telling you. Oh, it's over. It's over.
I don't think fire's going to be a real big problem.
No.
Well, you got to be scoring on style points as we look at the replay. That's what's going to get it for you. If you can go out there and do just about anything, you're going to get noticed.
There's 31 Jim Simcoe, Mr. Gumby. Won. We got a lot of good shots of him. I'm going to pick him. I think he maybe have won.
I'm Gumby, damn it.
Yeah, you are.
I hit it. Inboard camera right here. Look at this shot. That's a shot right there now.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was inflicted by Jimmy Hummel, number 52.
Yeah, and he's trying to go all night long, so I guarantee you all of them want to do it. Some of them just ain't getting the traction enough there.
This is so unfortunate, but in some ways it makes it a different kind of interesting, a different kind of fun to watch.
I'm with you, Steve Reno. I like it.
You get a free bath.
That's right.
All right, let's go down to Dave Burns. This guy sure thinks he's won. Dave, what do you think?
Well, it will be the 24 of Ernie Timbrook and the 21 of Jack Pribble. And yes, we're standing by just to see how quickly Fran and Dutch's hair turn from their natural color to mud brown.
Poor Franny. You know, at home in Northern California, she pays for mud baths. She gets them free. Here in Wichita, so from western Nebraska, is Jack Pribble. From Holt Summit, Missouri, Ernie Timbrook.
Wow.
I thought maybe 52. I bet he was third if we could see the points. Well, stay with us. We're praying for this thing to pass through and give us a dry racetrack. But it's fun here in Wichita. Actually, it's very wet dirt. They call it mud. Well, here's the results. our quick draws, Danny.
Yeah, number 96, Roger Cox, 85, Tim Smith, 44, Bob Genovese, 15, Martin Brown, 24, Ernie Timbrook, and 21, Jack Pryble advanced to the final.
And those are 6 guys that aren't going to have the usual amount of between rounds pit work to do because the machines just aren't all that badly damaged due to the wet conditions we've got here. Dave Burns, do you have those 3 shootout winners?
Oh, we sure do, but we'll take them one at a time because only one fits under the umbrella with me, and I'm staying. Anyway, Roger Cox won the first one out there. Roger, we've been talking about whether experience might help on this track. You've got over 20 years of it. What do you think? Is your experience going to help you?
Well, no matter what kind of experience you got, when it's this slick and raining and muddy, it's not going to give you the control of the car. The dryness and the traction does that, and there's none there here. There's none here tonight.
Okay, good answer. Marginal, Steve, it sounds like. Now, Bob Genovese, he's right in the middle there. You got out there when it was kind of slick. Have you ever raced in anything like this in New York?
Not at all. Where I come from, it's all asphalt. This is crazy.
So Bob's not even used to the dirt. And Ernie, get in here. Ernie Timbrook won the most recent feature. You've had the worst conditions so far. Tell me about it.
I appreciate everything. I'd like to thank all my sponsors getting me here. It's been great.
You like the mud?
No, the mud's great. The mud, I think the mud helped me having a smaller car. I think it helped me out a lot. So.
All right, guys, so I guess we've learned that experience may not matter, but Dusty, the small cars might do it. You're right.
And you know, Dusty Butterscotch, I think this whole series on TNN the last 2 years has made these guys feel like kind of touring professionals, you know?
Yeah, and let me tell you something. I would love to see Pat Summerall and John Madden call this. You know what I mean? I guarantee you one thing. There's no blimp flying over here. So much at stake, Butterscotch. Now,
right.
There's been mud slinging. As you can see, Steve's hair is kind of on the side of his head and mud's in his face. Your analysis so far of what's happened here tonight.
I think John Glenn's up there messing with the weather. That's what I think.
I believe it too, brother. I guarantee you that much.
You know, as the championship season continued, here's another one of our crashbacks. The Derby circuit headed for the warm temperatures and tropical breezes. Oh, that sounds good. The kind you can only find in the great Sunshine State, home of some of the toughest action known as the Florida free-for-all.
Don't tease me.
Yes, the weather was warm, but the competition was hot in Fifth-Below, Florida, as we unveiled a new format for TNN Demolition Derby, the Quick Draw Qualifiers. So, what happens when you put 5 cars in an enclosed space and give them only 3 minutes to prove who's king of the road? Well, you don't have to be as smart as Alec Trebek or put your answer in the form of a question to know that the results are jeopardy for the drivers, but incredible Derby action for us fans. Anyone who witnessed this minute-by-minute mayhem can agree the competition in the Florida free-for-all provided some of the hardest hitting we have ever seen on TNN. The quick draw qualifiers made quick work for 3 crafty drivers who survived the ordeal and were rewarded with an invite to the Intergalactic Crunch-Off this Halloween weekend here at 81 Speedway in Wichita.
Well, that night, that balmy night, yea, shall I say, that dry night at the Florida Free-for-All, Will Snyder came home in 2nd place, and that gave him a berth to the Intergalactic Crunch-Off, too. And, Will, you know, thinking back to Florida, I bet you never anticipated conditions like this. How are you going to drive in it?
I don't know. I hope I can move. Whenever he starts the race, I hope I can move from this spot.
Did you learn anything from what you've seen so far with the other guys?
No. Try to stay on top, I guess, but...
Well, and of course, some of the guys were hoping they could put chains on the tires, guys, but that's not going to happen either.
Simply, no. Oh, there's a Junkyard Dog. He's a little angry with me.
Yes, but, well, he was a little disappointed about a certain comment you made earlier the year about his bad showings and saying that he was a Chihuahua. And if you notice on his passenger side there, he has a Chihuahua hanging, and the message is, Chihuahua this, Evans.
I love it when they fight back. That's a sick man. Stay with us. We'll be back for more of the Intergalactic Crunch-Off 2 from Wichita, Kansas. Feel real good in about 3 more hours as everybody's bundled up and enjoying the action as O'Reilly Auto Parts presents this ultimate demolition derby. And the rain continues to pelt down on us and Dave Burns.
Hey, Steve, I found a driver that actually helps manufacture the lenses that go on the cameras, like Jeff Kelty is having to clean off all night long. Matt Longus, you do that for a living, but you demo to have fun. And this skeleton helmet sort of started here on Motor Madness. How did it do this year? How good lucky was it for you?
I ran 9 derbies this year, and I won 2 of them, so it's doing me pretty good luck.
Matt was the Rocky Mountain National Speedway champion, and that's what got him the invite to tonight's action.
Well, it's about time for shootout number 4, and as we take a look at the grid, don't count out number 2, Andy Hansen, because he is from Minnesota, buddy, where they're used to these kind of conditions.
That's right. Number 22, Will Snyder. 56, Adam Rogers. 75, Matt Longus. 88, Pete Mikos. And 91, Chuck Junkyard Dog Rush. Round out the field.
Cut him loose, Wichita.
What do you like here, Scotch?
I'm going for the Junkyard Dog, because y'all remember I met all of you down there in Orlando, and I met him. He's the first driver that gave me the time of day. So I'm going with the Junkyard Dog.
Well,
what a rush.
He's just afraid of Chihuahuas.
Yeah. You know that old term, bogged down in the mud, we use down in Texas, Dante?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're seeing right here. It looks like the June Taylor dancers.
There is nobody moving. They are locked up.
This is synchronized swimming.
The Junkyard Dog giving the 75 car a push anyway. 75 being Matt Longus from Aurora, Colorado. Now, ooh, and 75 takes a hit.
Matt Longus, 98 springtime slam-o-rama winner.
Well, I tell you what, they are just they're trying to get into it. Junkyard Dog trying to go for it, and I guarantee you, he's moving around now. If he can get a couple hits, Dante, I think old Dutch might go ahead and say, well.
There's 88, Pete Mikos.
You got to get away from the pack and start swinging that rear end around and try to make a hit with it.
There he goes. There he goes. I told you.
Whoa, there now. Yeah.
Smoke on the water.
Now we get a hit here. Now if he can back this thing up and get a run at him. Here we go.
Will Snyder, 22, earned his way into the Crunch-Off out of the state of Florida. The flashback we showed you earlier.
Green, they redlining every one of them out there right now.
I tell you, Junkyard Dog is being very aggressive tonight.
He's a tough one.
They're moving the concrete barriers around, so there's a certain amount of hitting going on. This is a different style of derbying than we've ever seen and most of these guys have ever done.
There's Will Snyder with 7 wins in 3 years of competition. JYD, there's your dog. There's your Chihuahua.
That's
there,
man. Yo, Caro, Junkyard Dog.
He's having a good round. I think you picked a winner here.
Yeah,
you know it.
Well, you know, he has been so unlucky on TNN. The guy wins everywhere he goes unless we happen to televise it. So maybe we'll break that jinx for him tonight. So Chuck Rush looking pretty good. The Junkyard Dog out of Daytona, Florida.
That's my man.
That's all my buddies down there at the Boot Hill Saloon. Been in there numerous occasions. Ball libation, number 56, trying to get it rolling right here. Got a good run, not getting hit.
Go!
Yeah, that's a good one. That's Adam Rogers from Tuscumbia, Missouri.
Woo!
He's from the Show Me State.
Yeah, and he won the Missouri State Fair Derby.
Nickname, Sneaky Snake.
Only 11 seconds, now 10 remains in shootout number 4, and this has been by far the slipperiest of them all. Tough to call, tough to judge. Out of time, mercifully for some of these guys.
It's got to be frustrating with only that short time for them to show, you know. It's got to be frustrating for these guys. Junkyard did a good job. I bet he's in.
Think so? Yeah, probably.
Yep, I think he finally made it.
Well, you don't get enough traction here to break much as far as transmissions or clutches or anything. Well, as the witch comes screaming through, take a look at what happened here in shootout.
There's 56, Adam Rogers putting a hit on Pete Mikos, number 88. Number 75 getting pushed around by Junkyard Dog. That's Matt Longus.
Here's a good hit right here now.
Yeah, they got that downhill run there, didn't they?
They sure did.
And that was important, really important, to get up on the high side of this bank crunch straightaway at I-81 Speedway.
It's kind of funny to watch them all. They scramble for the high ground, but they're like a cat in a tin roof.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Well, let's go down. Dave Burns, what do you think? How about Junkyard Dog?
Well, I'm afraid the Junkyard Dog didn't make it, guys.
Oh.
Remember you were talking about ice racing earlier?
Yep.
Well, the winner was Andy Hansen from Clearwater, Minnesota. That's about 60 miles north of the Twin Cities. So he should know something about ice. Second place, Will Snyder in the 22. They will both move on.
I love it when I'm right because it happens so seldom.
I tell you what, I don't know.
That was surprising.
That Dutch got a little mud in his eye, but I never questioned him. He's the best in the business.
And what's even more important is the drivers themselves seldom ever question Duck. His integrity is beyond belief. Stay with us when we come back. Shootout number 5. It's going to get even crazier. The championship circuit took us to the frozen outdoors in western Pennsylvania. Ah, it was cold. For a Friday night battle that would have even scared Freddy Krueger, the Superstition Smash. Well, it may be Halloween tomorrow, but it was colder than a witch's broom for the Friday the 13th battle we call the Superstition Smash, held in the frozen tundra of Mercer, Pennsylvania. The entire northeast region and upper Ohio Valley converged on ground zero as valiant warriors braved snow and sleet and cold of the night for the honor to smash them up with the best of them live on TNN. And what's the best way to keep warm on a cold February winter's night? How about a little friction caused by high-speed crashing? When the smoke and dust finally cleared, 3 more lucky winners emerged, tempered by the cold and the competition to advance to tonight's event.
That we should have a weather-related little bits of videotape there because we're still out in the weather out here. And Kenny Kellner, I don't think he cares, guys, because from the time I met him earlier today, from the time we're talking to him right now, he's one of the most excited guys I've ever seen about this race, this demo derby. How excited are you, Kenny?
This is an honor, guy. I'm representing my state, my county. My town sent me. God bless y'all. We're going to rumble tonight. I love it, and it's raining, and motocrossers like mud.
And he's an ex-Navy man, guys. He used to serve on a destroyer, so a guy that knows something about boats and water may know something about cars and water.
Well, I tell you, there is a guy with a great attitude, and here, Dan Pastorini is a lucky guy, number 83.
That's right, Steve. Scott McNamee from Raleigh, North Carolina. You saw him disqualified at the Riverside Park Speedway earlier this year. He then appealed to the Intergalactic Tribunal, and then they reinstated him. Second chance for good old Scott.
Who says the Determinator has no soul? Stay with us. We'll be right back. Shootout number 5 tonight outside of Wichita, Kansas, the Intergalactic Crunch-Off, and talk about devotion to the sport. That young man came here to watch this event, and he's going to watch it, Dave Burns.
All right, I'm standing by with Larissa, and Larissa, one of the few women that operate here in demolition derbies. I understand you have a lot of superstitions, but one that didn't come through tonight. So what are the ones that you have, and what one are you kind of worried about?
I've got a good luck charm that I rub before I pulled out on the track. And I'm just worried about being able to get up enough traction in this muddy track. So if I can get her moving, I'm hoping to put on a good show.
That's right, guys. And the jeans that she's wearing, she wears them all the time. She's got her lucky pair of vice grips in there. But when she took out the windshield, she broke it this time, and she sees that as very bad luck.
A lucky pair of vice grips
inside her jeans.
That's a first. I believe so. Here's our grid. Number 5, Wayne Martinson. Number 17, Kip A. Leonard. Number 54, Larissa Pease Burden. 71, Ted Cooper. 83, Scott McNamee. And 95, Kenny Keltner.
I'm proud of you for doing Louise's last name because you know Burns chickened out on that. He just said, I'm here with Burden.
Yeah, he mumbled a little, didn't he?
Now, she's got an interesting car. She brought it tonight. A 68 Lincoln with the suicide doors.
Yeah, buddy. I'd like to have that on the street.
Yeah, bet.
Car would be worth a little money fixed up.
Headed to ground zero, a very slippery ground zero.
Well, this is madness right here. Man, look at here now.
Number 17 right there is Kip A. Leonard from Central City, Nebraska. There's Larissa.
Yeah, she's trying to get it up right there. I guarantee you that much. Whoa.
That is that suicide door Lincoln. Suicide doors mean the back doors open from the front.
I know that.
Yeah, I know you know that. I'm telling little kids at home.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Now you do.
Let me tell you what I do know. This kind of weather, these kind of conditions, they bring out the champions. They bring out the true demolition derby drivers. And the ones that will prevail is the ones that can deal with these kind of conditions. I guarantee you.
That was
hallelujah, brother.
Motivational.
I'm telling you, that's good. I guarantee it.
I tell it like it is.
She's trying to get a shot on him. She's up on that high side now.
That brought a tear to my eye, Scott.
That'll bring a tear to the light side. When you tell the truth, it'll set you free.
95, Kenny Keltner. I'll tell you what, Kenny Keltner's got Meadville, Pennsylvania behind him all the way. Every sponsor on there has helped him get down there, the whole city. So, folks up in Meadville, he appreciates it.
Well, I think everybody's proud of everybody that came tonight. They conditions are horrendous.
Oh,
but
they are horrendous.
But they got to go. You know, they got to go. Dutch is looking at each and every one of them, and she needs to hit somebody so she can get some points.
In this single shootout, we have cars from Wyoming, Nebraska, Illinois, Michigan, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania. All over.
I think they ought to just get out of the cars and get in the mud and duke it out.
Kenny Keltner, the 95 car, got a pretty good hit in, as did finally number 5, Wayne Martinson.
Yeah, he come back, got a good shot. Now he's got a little traction going for him. Staying in the same line where he was. Worked for him there. Go back and get him, Butterscotch.
Oh, Mama said knock you out, and he did.
I'll tell you what, that engine sounds awfully strong.
It really does.
That is not just your regular junkyard engine.
I want somebody to bust that pumpkin.
Butterscotch will run down there and take a bite out of that pumpkin.
Well, we've seen him in some lean situations where he only had pork and beans to eat.
There's our
Ooh,
girlfriend, Larissa.
Look at me now, though.
She's doing all right.
Larissa towed in from Tower Hill, Illinois. Somebody...
Yeah, I think she lost it.
I just gave her the kiss of death.
Yeah.
Oh, the pumpkin took a shot.
They busted it.
Yeah, her tire is gone.
Yeah.
And now they picking on her.
Yeah, she's getting mugged pretty good out there.
Here's one at you, Steve Reno. They always said she was a tireless competitor, and she's proved it. Not getting out of the park, buddy.
Bada bing.
Bada boom.
Motor Madness' own Will Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
I've met a lot of men I didn't like, though.
All right. Get out those prize goods, Loretta, because you're maybe romantic.
I tell you what, she's got a heart, though. She's out
And
there.
they're still hitting her.
Yeah, well, of course they are.
And that's it for shootout number 5.
Yep, time has evaporated. There's still like 2 fighters. They don't start going to neutral corner. They keep punching each other. I don't hear the bell.
Yeah, you gotta give the guy a dirty shot, you know, while he's walking
do?
back. You got to take that advantage.
Maybe that's why Lyman was so hard on you those last few years.
You haven't heard that saying, nice guys finish last?
I have heard it. I've been there. Okay, Kitty, show us the video review.
Here we go. There's Larissa getting off to a good start. She avoided number 17 there, Kip Leonard. Number 71, that's Ted Cooper from Whitehall, Michigan.
They double team it.
Oh, we got a little speed up action there. Looks like nope, that's where she lost her tire, right there. Good broadside shot. I don't know what car that was. I think it was Rip Leonard. There's 71. Ted Cooper again. 95 is Kenny Keltner.
I tell you, 95 got some pretty good blows in.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, number 5 did too.
Yep, you're right.
That's all right, darling.
Bless her heart.
Came all the way from
mad.
Illinois, and I think she feels that she didn't transfer. What about it, Dave Burns? How did Larissa do?
Yeah, Larissa didn't transfer, neither did the 95. You're going to look at Ted Cooper in the 71 in the final. He was the top draw. And then Wayne Martinson, he will go second. That's the 5 car. Dusty, you were right.
A Wyoming car and a Michigan car. Martinson from Wyoming. Ted Cooper, Whitehall, Michigan. Maybe before the show's over, the witch can hit the cat. Graphics, can you work on that? Stay with us. Shootout, and it features a guy, well, that we saw quite a bit of right here earlier in the year. And his name, driving the 33 car, is Jason Pedruzzi. And the last time we saw Jason was right here in Wichita during the springtime slam-o-rama. And if you remember, he put on quite an exciting show for us that night. Here's Jason. It was in the main feature event last spring when number 44, Jason Pedruzzi, found himself in a precarious spot, upside down. From another angle, you can see that Jason had been hit twice. The first put him up in the air, and the second finished the job. From a third angle, we see the 2 hits that put Jason over and out. Then we all waited to see how Jason survived the hit. Obviously, he was all right, and the crowd loved his display of power.
Look at this, guys. Jason Pedruzzi has it out for Jerry Perry here tonight. Interesting. But Jason may have actually gotten lucky on his setup tonight. You know, some guys do get lucky. And Jason, what did you have in the car already that may help you in all this money?
running a small block motor, so that'll give us a little bit higher, RPM with the motor. And we're running a factory posi track, so we don't have any low gears. That'll give us more wheel spin. And then we did the old, let a little air out of the tires to try to hook up, because this is a sloppy mess.
And if you end up upside down tonight, then what?
Well, then I hope somebody will push me around on my hood so I can have a little bit of fun, you know what I mean?
And that's why he's here, Jason Pedruzzi, always a great sport.
He is kind of the John Force of Demolition Derby. Take a look at this. This is Liz Eby, the gutsy grandma. The fourth time we have seen her during our live telecast on TNN Motorsports. And she's got what it takes. She's got that little grit in her gut, man. She's burning to win.
And here's our in-car camera, number 14. That's Vic Whaley Jr. from Coulterville, Illinois. The Dream Team. That's right. He was on Dusty Rhodes' Dream Team pick. Here's the field. Number 3, Rob Baker, 8. Liz Eby, 14. Vic Whaley Jr., 33. Jason Pedruzzi, 73. Jody L. Fisher, number 20. Jose Ion from California.
Well, Jason Pedruzzi gave you a few things to look for each time. Got the positive traction rear end, got the low pressure tires, got it all. The crash cam, Vic Whaley, 14. Oh, it's a mess. It is closer to quicksand now than mud.
Yeah. They're going to get deeper and deeper.
And what does it say if you're in quicksand? Move slowly? That might be a tactic tonight.
I'll tell you what, that rain picked up again there, Butterscotch. I guarantee it. You are here to give me some expertise. You've been studying on this for months here now, and all you're throwing out is cliches. You know what I mean?
Well, here's another one. It's raining, it's pouring, and the old man is snoring his hind end off. Because, boys, it is rough out there tonight.
30. Number 8, Liz Eby right there. There's our in-car camera for Vic Whaley Jr. Got a good shot of number 73, Jody Fisher.
Trying to get some traction to get up on him right here.
Jason in the 33 car, he's slinging it around pretty well, using the rear end of that thing pretty effectively. That's the green car. Upper left-hand there, you got a good side shot of it. That's Jason, the man who was upside down here earlier.
He's actually heating the water under those tires. There's smoke coming off.
Smoking and raining.
Smoke him if you got him.
There's that positive traction working. He's got up to the high side. Now he can get some momentum. Grab reverse, and here he comes. Somebody's going to get hit.
Yep. Yeah. This is not good.
This might be a shot.
Oh, Jose, one of the Burrito brothers out of California took that one.
I'm going to tell you what, he's flying the colors of the NWO. That Burrito brother got nailed right there. I guarantee you want to see him do well.
Jose Ion.
Yeah.
There's Lizzie. Come on, girl.
It's her 4th Demo Derby on TNN.
Oh.
Whoops, she got a good hit
Yeah,
there.
she was trying to get it in gear.
Peter Husband in Derby so bad he retired from driving to join her crew. Oh, and the 33 car, another monster smash by Jason Pedruzzi.
Chivalry stand out there tonight, boys. They beating up on Grand Law.
I like this guy. I like that guy a lot.
He's got a lot of thought process going into this car tonight.
You bet he did. Oh!
And he's the only one that's really moving around out there.
Yeah, he's doing well for himself right here.
That was Jose's. They both took equal punishment on that one.
Jose was an earlier winner this year in the Reno Derby.
Yep, out of Modesto, California, the Flying Burrito brothers. We'll see the other two later on.
They're going to have to legalize car chains for the final, I believe, boys.
I don't think Dutch ever let that go.
No, I don't believe.
We need a mud check on Dutch after this shootout.
A lot of steam pouring out of the 33 car. And the 3 car of Rob Baker from Des Moines.
Right underneath us here.
Too damn close.
Wet and wild.
Jose paying back Pedruzzi. The 20 car.
Jose, can you see? Not a bird to not. Oh, it's over.
It is
brought
to a conclusion under unbelievably bad conditions.
I believe it's clearing up. I really do.
And the glass is half full of rainwater. Well, I think Dutch is going to be... I'm going to take a hard look at Jason Pedruzzi. Vic Whaley Jr., he looked awfully good. Liz, man, she had her problems.
Shut up. He's got a little
Shut up,
steam.
witch.
I hate that witch. Pedruzzi's got a little steam coming out. There's number 73 putting the hit on Jody Fisher right there.
Rob Baker. Number 14 there is Vic Whaley Jr., who had our inboard camera that time. Onboard camera. There's our buddy Jose Ion from Modesto, California, right down the street from Sonora, California, which is about a half a mile from resumed speed. My hometown.
Here was another good blow by Pedruzzi. I just heard the crowd roar. I think he may have been standing on his roof saying, I'm the winner, I'm the winner. Let's go to it, Dave Burns. What about that winner?
Well, first let's get to the mud update, Butterscotch. Don't I always deliver for you?
Look at this.
Yeah, Dutch has just a little bit more mud on him than the last time we checked in with him, and so do I, frankly. It was the 73, and I'm missing his name right now, guys, because I can't even grab my clipboard.
Jody Fisher.
Thank you, Jody Fisher, and Jason Pedruzzi in the 33. He transfers as well.
Gillette, Wyoming, and Wichita, the hometown boy, go to the $30,000 final. There's Jason. Well, Jason scrapes the mud up himself and his automobile. He can come up here and get my hair. We'll be right back with more of the Intergalactic Crunch-Off 2 from Wichita, Kansas, I-80 Speedway. And Crane Cams and Jet Hot Coatings, and we thank them very much. Let's go down to Dave Burns. Actually, let's take the results right here first, Dan.
Yeah, there's number 2, Andy Hansen, 22, Will Snyder, 71, Ted Cooper, Wayne Martinson, Jody Fisher, and Jason Pedruzzi go to the final. And Steve, I think we've kind of lost some guys in the mud down here. I can't find Jody Fisher. I can't find Ted Cooper. They're certainly going to advance. I did find Andy Hansen, and he's holding the umbrella, so I think I'll keep him for a while. Andy, we were talking about ice racing. Have you done any of it up in Minnesota? Because it sure is like ice out here.
Kind of. We did it on in a hockey rink type situation. It was frozen ground, and a couple teams of two pushing the cars through some goalposts. Worked out pretty good. It was a lot of fun. My partner Rob Biddle and I from Maple Lake, we ended up getting first place.
So is that helping you at all here tonight?
Not really. I don't think nothing helps in this. I got lucky and made a couple good runs, and that's about all. Let's do it.
Well, I suppose, heck, on Halloween weekend, guys, if you can get lucky, I suppose that's the thing to do here, and Andy is going to be in the final.
You think Halloween weekend has anything to do with this weather coming in totally unannounced and unpredicted, Dusty, huh?
I tell you what, one thing is predicted. I want my dream girls to stay dry, girls. I know y'all so pretty and you're gracing this magnificent event is all I can say right here. It's raining. Prediction here, it's going to get worse. It's going to get muddy, but there will be a champion Scotch crown. You know what I'm talking about?
We guarantee. And let me tell you something about these dream girls, Dusty. They like baby bears porridge. They just right. Woo!
I want to tell you what. Pretty the picture, guys.
They're like baby what?
Baby bears porridge. They just right. And Goldilocks.
Okay. Whatever that means.
Get
The
with
Derby
it, Steve.
devotees know that this is our second official trip this season to the 81 Speedway here in Wichita. The first time we graced this place was on April the 24th for the springtime slam-o-rama baby bears porridge. It was billed as the slam-o-rama, and oh baby were they slamming and ramming. This was crunch time in Wichita in more ways than one, as some 60 entrants battled for only 3 precious chances to earn a second trip to this mecca of mayhem. They were hitting so hard that night that some of the drivers must have thought they were caught in a tornado. But hold on to your tail, Toto. This is Kansas, and they play rougher than the Wicked Witch of the West here in Wichita. As the evening wore on, the cars, well, they seemed to hit harder and harder. The Derby drivers were so determined to win, they fought on with battered cars and parts to spare. Finally, the sellout crowd rose to their feet to cheer the victorious gladiators who survived the springtime slam-o-rama. That was really some event. You know, talking about Jerry Perry, the man who was doing all the hitting at the springtime slam-o-rama. Unfortunately, after we went off the air, Jerry was involved in a very controversial rules violation discovered by Chief Steward Michael Harp on a post-Derby inspection. There's the culprit, a piece of reinforced body frame, and our cameras captured the exchange between Michael Harp and the Demolition Determinators Dutch and Fran Holland. So Jerry was caught with his frame showing and was disqualified as the official winner of the springtime slam-o-rama.
And as you might expect, Steve, Dusty, Butterscotch, Dan, Jerry didn't think that was very fair. Now, Jerry, why didn't you think that the judging on your car that night was fair?
Well, I don't know. I win a lot of derbies, and they
No.
It's slick like slick with it.
You be dogging him.
The Mud Stud, 92. Lyndon Branson ought to be at home here tonight then if he likes the mud. Kind of appropriate for tonight.
I tell you what, they did a little hitting right there. Now he's moving the wrong thing.
He hung up.
He is absolutely stationary and digging a hole. Is number 11 over there as well.
What, did he get hung up on one of the barriers?
Stepro, I don't know. That's him right there, Stepro.
He needs somebody to hit him.
Got 20 years of experience and 50 wins. The big dog does.
I tell you what, can't get off that thing. And, you know, going back to you, Doug, and Jerry Perry, you know what I mean? He was the one that helped you get in the pits the actual first time that we've seen you. Is that right or wrong? Answer me when I'm talking to you.
All right, yes, sir, he did. I ain't trying to turn again you or nothing, but I'm just saying.
He won his first state championship when he was 16 years old, Steve.
Really?
Well, that's what it set up on the Chiron.
On the screen, I guess.
Slipping and sliding, peeking and hiding.
Parallel parking job right there.
Boys, it's done got rough out there.
I'll tell you what, Melissa, you're missing it, baby.
The worst thing you'd have tonight would be too heavy a foot. There's a 72 car trying to swing around and get up on that high side where you can come down and smack somebody. Aaron Sofner.
Somebody's going to break out in a minute. I've got the feeling.
Might be. Oh, and there it comes. Ooh, that was a close call.
92, Lyndon Branson.
Oh, right. Hyannis, Nebraska.
Watch that mud, baby. Watch that mud. Oh, 18's going ahead. Is that 16? What is it? Wow.
16, Larry Jametsky.
That's Perry come in there and got it. He got wet. He got wet. That's your man, Scotch.
I think he's behind right now, Scotch. I think 81 needs to do something in the next 49 seconds.
Something's about to happen. You know, I got the power of prophesying, and I'm saying something's about to happen here.
Yeah, you got the power. Look at that. Nice shot, too. You know one thing about him, he will hit you, Dante.
Oh, baby.
We've seen him.
He's not bashful.
Yeah, whether he's got an extra plug in there or some cement in the door panel, it don't matter. He comes out and he hits you.
The Perry family has been doing this for 3 generations.
It shows.
That white station wagon right there is Joe Reyes from Stockton,
Watch
California.
that, Dutch!
Joe's got 900 trophies.
You see Jerry was put Dutch right there. 900 trophies.
Joe Reyes.
Joe Reyes.
Where do you put 900 trophies?
That guy right there.
I'm telling you.
Number 66.
He's another member of the Burrito Brothers.
Jerry Perry's hitting everything in sight, guys. Well, there's one. Jerry got one on him, too.
So did Joe.
There they are.
Aren't you glad you wore white?
I'm telling you. I love Dutch. Again.
He got a second coat that round, boys.
So shootout number 7 comes to a sloppy end. Cat, you're starting to make me mad.
Here's the start of it right there. Number 16, that's Larry Jametsky. Number 72 is Aaron Schaffner. There's Joe Reyes putting a hit on number 18, or no, 81, Jerry Perry right there. Joe Reyes had a good round. He's pretty banged up out there. He was hitting somebody, obviously. Trusty Tires, who's that? Couldn't see. 72 again, that's Aaron Schaffner. He's out there fighting himself, it looks like. Trying to get out of his own way. Of course, we're all fighting ourselves tonight. 92, that's Lyndon Branson from Hyannis, Nebraska. And that cat, I'm going to wring its neck.
Okay, hey, Dave Burns, are you going to break Butterscotch's heart by telling him that 81 Jerry Perry didn't make it to the main?
Hang on to your heart, Scotch. Jerry Perry didn't make it.
Wow. Told ya.
He did not. Joe Reyes in the 66, who's a state champion from California, Nevada, Arizona.
Whoa.
And Lyndon Branson, the Mud Stud, the 92. They'll both move on.
I tell you what, Fran's got to work it out.
Look at her.
How'd your day go, Fran?
Doll.
Look at that.
This is not what she had in mind for a mud pack.
No, it's not. Oh, Dutch would be nothing without that woman. Tell you, graphics worked on it before the show's ever a collision between the witch and the cat. All right, we're going to come back with shootout number 8 here live on TNN Motorsports Motor Madness Final Demolition Derby of 1998, the biggest one ever held, the Intergalactic Crunch-Off 2 from Wichita.
He didn't make it to the final. Steve, why are you retiring?
It just hurts too much to do it anymore. Besides, the kids are taking over.
That's right. It is becoming a young man's sport, and here's Steve Bucknam Jr. Steve, can you carry on the Bucknam family tradition like your dad did in the 603 for so many years?
Well, I'm sure going to try. I've been growing up with them for so long, and I love it. It's in our blood, so I got to go out there and do my thing, you know.
In the blood and in the genes, but guys, I don't think this weather was ever a consideration.
Oh, no, absolutely not. It came as a complete shock to everybody, including the meteorologists. What do you think of that lineup? That's a tough
It's letting up, trust me. 6, Steve Carroll. Number 7, Bruce Hupp. 51, Steve Bucknam Sr. 77, Ed Yeager. And Ralph Garcia round out the field. Ralph is from Dixon, California, another one of the
Burrito Brothers.
Burrito Brothers.
And you know, he's got a little saying, use your head more than your car. And boy, does that fit tonight's conditions.
Yeah, they're actually
barely got a false start.
I like his technique. They didn't start, but he got a little sucker punch in.
He got it in there, I guarantee you. You know what, Butterscotch?
We're going to get muddy again.
Yeah, we're going to get muddy, but I want to take this opportunity right here as they getting after to bring our laundry in the street. My sister-in-law, Terry Fernandez, has been saying you've been calling her and saying you're Elvis. Is that true or false?
I don't know where these rumors get started, Dream. They ain't announced the truth in.
Watch this right here now. I'll get to the bottom of that. We've got Dante. What is that? Deer horns on the front?
I don't know if he's trying to camouflage. Those are branches. He's putting the old camouflage on them, Scott. What do you think?
Yeah, he's thinking about what I just brought up here. You know, bring my laundry out in the street here on the demo night of the champions, calling my sister-in-law. We're going to have a talk when this is over.
I'm pleading the fifth.
Whoa, look at that shot, Dante.
There's number 63, Ralph Garcia. One of the Burrito Brothers.
They almost didn't come and made up their mind to the last possible moment, and so far they're doing really, really well.
The California boys are having a good showing here tonight.
Oh, man, that 77 car, the right hand side of your screen.
How about Bruce Hupp from Luguti, Indiana? Where is Luguti?
Yep.
Steve Carroll, yeah, he's kind of standing there getting beat up and
half over.
Not going nowhere.
It's getting wet. It's getting wet wild.
Yeah.
Number 7, Bruce Hupp.
100 Derby wins in 21 years. He's going after one here tonight. Very active, Dante. I'm telling you, he's moving around real well.
He is.
Very much like driving on glass out there, though. Look at him.
I told you, it's clearing up, guys. The track's getting better.
Yeah. How many times you said that, Scott? Like driving on glass? Are you just using
That's
them?
the first time.
No, that's cliche.
I've said it a lot of different ways, though.
You got to love the fans that are sticking with it.
True Destruction Derby fans.
Well, I think an awful lot of them are family and friends that made the trip from across.
Watch it. We're going to get muddy. We're going to get muddy.
Get that car away from me.
Out. Whoa! 53, Ralph Garcia there. Who hit him? Nope, there's Ralph retaliating to number 6. Poor Steve Carroll's out there with no help. Less than, well, 21 seconds left, you can see on the screen. Ooh.
Interesting how many of these guys put in a lot of extra hours preparing their cars for the biggest demo derby ever, and they really didn't need a lot of the things they did because they can't hit hard enough to use them.
That's right.
Esther Williams is going to come swimming by in a minute.
There's a battle royal going on out there between Ed Jaeger, number 78, and 63, Ralph Garcia.
Yeah.
Ed Jaeger's from New York, here in Wichita.
Well, 07 did a good job, too.
Boys, it's over. Go to neutral corners.
Nah, Race is going to get one more shot.
77 just finally saw the flag. You know, I don't think there's any clear-cut favorite here. It's going to be a tough call.
No, they were all banging around pretty good, actually, except for number 6. He kind of got off to a bad start. But you can see a good shot right there by Ralph Garcia on number 78, Ed Jaeger. And that kind of instigated the whole evening. These guys went at it pretty good.
Dream, you know what it's like driving on out there? What? Glass.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Sometimes you say important things.
I think it's more like molasses. The consistency of molasses.
I got it.
I know.
I got it.
There's a pedestrian walking out there, too. That's a bad place to be.
Let's go down to Dave Burns as they're demo derbying as they exit the course.
And here are your winners tonight. Ralph Garcia in the 63.
Whoa, what a night for the Burrito
And
brothers.
the 77, Randy Lanou. And guess how he got here in the first place? He won the Last Chance Crash right here at 81 Speedway on Labor Day weekend.
Yep, a 23-year vet qualified at the Labor Day weekend. 79 wins to his credit. So we got a man from Minnesota and a man from California. Man,
the Burrito brothers are doing good.
Somebody shoot that feline.
Shoot this thing.
Stay with us. We're going to come back for shootout number 9 of 12 here live on TNN Motorsports as the Crunch-Off continued. For the O'Reilly Auto Parts Intergalactic Crunch-Off Absolute Rick Sturp.
Hey, Rick. All right.
All right, buddy.
They're the best.
As they say in the truck, keep the camera dry. All right?
Not
That's
the
your
cameraman.
priority. Hospitality, Dusty Road style. And hitting that can only be described as the Dixie Crash Fest. Well, Scarlett, the South did rise again when a modern-day Battle of Atlanta took place at the Dixie Speedway. It's that beautiful spring evening may have been perfect. Southern gentlemen wouldn't have confused them with warm-hearted Ashley Wilkes. The way we experienced some of the fiercest in-your-face act game square dance, there was a lot more going on than a little.
Now, Bill, is there anything special about this car that might help you for the mud tonight?
Yeah, it's got a stock gear in it, and I think that's going to help a lot tonight.
Okay, it's going to keep the RPMs down just a little bit. Now, for Ron Neitzel, he doesn't know what's going to happen, but he wanted everyone to know where St. Francis, Kansas was. So Ron went to work, and he's a sign painter by trade. He went up to the upper left-hand corner and said, way up in the northwest corner, that's where you can find St. Francis.
And how about Dave Burns soldiering on in the elements? I think he's parked his umbrella. It wasn't doing any good anyway because some of it's coming down sideways. Another great fight.
You know, y'all been talking about Burns braving the elements and the drivers and everything. Let me tell you something. These fans here in Wichita are hanging with us.
Yep, there they are. Let's go for a ride. The crash cam. Bill,
I tell you what, they are just sliding in. It's not even, you know, it hit on that thing. And I guarantee you, Dutch, get down here with a rag and dry my back off.
The rain has come down since it began about, 6 o'clock Central Time.
I think it's easing up.
Look at this shot.
Watch this. This is going right in their living room.
And look at him, just slid across there.
Ron Neitzel took a shot on the right front corner. He's going to get another one.
Number 41, Bill Eisen, has our in-car camera there. Thinks green is bad luck.
Talked about him and to him. He crashed there in Georgia. His wife is pregnant again due in February. He always wins when the next baby is due.
I'm telling you, ain't nobody moving out there. You know, I talked a lot about Melissa tonight, but I guarantee she's dry in New York down that concrete jungle. We out here in the mud, but these guys right here trying to get a lick, trying to move on.
This is shootout number 9 of a scheduled 12.
Less than a minute to go.
And if you just tuned in, there's no second chances here. Only the top 2 based on points scored in 3 minutes.
I tell you what,
big feature.
I tell you what, you guys, if that clock ticks down, the second tick down for some of these guys that pull so far to get here tonight, and it's this one will come out a champion, Dante, and I guarantee you, you've been in ball games where it's been wet like this, sliding across the field, but I guarantee you that clock ticks down. All that work for a whole year.
You're glad to watch that clock tick down in football.
Quarterback, they ever played a game of football, my man Dante Pastorini.
I love you. I got a check for you later.
Later on.
I think all that flag is out.
Shoot that cat. Where's a dog? Get a dog after that hit by our in-camera with Bill Eisen. And there's a little do-si-doing.
Trying to get in. Trying to get a shot.
Tim Kaufman putting in a good hit there. Let's go down to David Burns. What you got? Hey, Dan, I got Rob Harder as the winner. And you know where he gets his motor? Out of a 77 Fury. Now, there was a boat. Second place, Tim Kaufman. Yeah, actually, we could use a boat, about a boatload of towels, and a washing machine at the end of the night, guys.
And you're going to need some fresh shoes.
Next shootout, Joe Reyes, number 67. Oh, this
fact they live to compete again.
Now, Joe Tomaszewski normally paces a lot before every demo. Joe, I'm kind of thinking
the guys are up on an incline here besides, and it's still raining.
This is the big one right here, I guarantee you, because I know number 19, I know Joe wants to get off the mark right here because he came here to win this thing tonight. He didn't come here just to slide around in the mud. You know what I mean, Butterscotch?
You got it, Dream.
I was wondering if you was awake.
I'm not here any. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see if there's...
We need to bring that fast boat in here.
I tell you, Chip Whitaker, if you get a chance to see that 58 car, there it is. It looks like a show car. He came out here so clean, parked on the wall, got a drop of mud on it. Boy, didn't look so hot now.
Tiny little exhaust.
They're trying to get some traction, Dream.
My house is about to blow down out here.
Look at the mud on the windshield of the 19 car. Joe Tomaszewski.
Oh,
I can't.
58 Wes Whitaker and just served it. Joe,
I prefer my Tomazuski meat.
watch this replay here. He hits, look at that.
Boy, number was in the gym. Now he wanted to do so well for his fans at home and go on to New York and all the people that have helped him get here, and he instead is stranded up on a concrete barrier.
Well, he kind of got double teamed there, so.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Well, you know what, Steve? Like he said, though, most guys that you might have thought. There he is, right there.
Bringing in the forklift.
Yep. All right, let's check in with Dave Burns. How poor old Joe Tomazuski, we feel pretty bad for him right now.
Yep, and of course he did not make it. The wet results are the 58 of Wes Whitaker and the...
So comes Cliff Warren Jr. And a lot of cars that aren't going back to the pits under their own power, that's for sure. Okay, well, if you're...
I hope that it will do a lot for me, but with the conditions the way that they are.
See them out there, oh, this is...
Whoa. Boy, I'm telling you, this is too much, Dante.
What you want here in the shootouts, when you get the best of these drivers all together in that final, that's going to be a whole other ballgame.
That's right.
That didn't happen by accident.
Or she's trying to get that thing moved around just a little bit and get a shot. Oh, Big Red coming in and got some old four.
Dennis Rutherford.
Leave it to Beaver.
Go ahead and say it, Butterscotch. I know you got another cliche in public.
If I will, I won't this time.
Oh,
I'm going to try to think up something original to say. That may take a while. What time we go off?
Showing a little style, trying to get aggressive there.
Yeah.
He's an art gallery secretary, been running derbies for 3 years. Car painted.
Sponsored by Jay's Automotive.
She's got plunder all over that car. Yeah. She spent a lot of time decorating. I don't know how much competition she got going. But, and like most women, they love to decorate, right, Dante?
Yes, they do.
They can cost a lot of money can flow through.
Hire decorators.
Yes.
Eileen is the Martha Stewart of the Derby.
Oh, Pastor, you've been saving that.
Speaking of plunder,
I like her a lot better than I like Martha Stewart.
that belongs on one of them cars.
It come from Summers.
Outmaneuvered his rival and managed to gain back the lead and to hang on for dear life for the win. Still plenty muddy at the O'Reilly Auto Parts.
They say Martin Brown, Ernie Timbrook, Jack.
So much going on that Dutch having his hands full. It always lifted, brother.
It must be that draw.
15,000.
Incoming.
Oh, man. There's a... Turn out the line.
Number 58. We got a couple dead.
Hey, it isn't the cars that have the mud all over them, it's my monitor.
That's right.
That has the mud all